Soldiers on the ground, all training throughout the week. It's the first of many large-scale exercises in northern Michigan. The Michigan Army National Guard is joining forces with local agencies. They're checking off a laundry list of long-term training missions. Today marks the first with Operation Northern Exposure. Soldiers at Camp Grayling in Crawford County started their busy training season last night. 9 10's Cody Boyer joined the National Guard at their training facility to get a closer look. He joins us live with more details. Hi, Cody.
Hi, Michelle. Northern Exposure allows the National Guard to train with many different agencies. They're all getting together to run one big exercise.
If something were to actually happen, we're prepared and ready to move out for it.
Soldiers in Humvees patrol the streets of one of Camp Grayling's training facilities as helicopters circle the sky. It's all just a large drill.
The exercise is important because it lets us work with the outside agencies other than the Michigan Army National Guard to learn to work together, communicate.
State police, local Red Cross, and fire crews join the National Guard for this nuclear strike simulation. Active shooters and distressed citizens, all volunteers, were only two of today's hurdles.
They can happen any time. We don't know when they're going to happen. You know, we have systems in place for when it does to execute.
The training here is very extensive and covers a lot of ground. Right over here, we have one of the active shooters from earlier today in captivity. They have him there restrained, while a helicopter over here is patrolling overhead.
Just the operational aspect is huge.
If something actually does happen, they will be ready.
A lot of times they think National Guard is just hard military. They don't realize all the other applications that we can do, down to moving a case of water to somebody. You know, so it's just a good opportunity to get a good feel on how we can all work together.
The National Guard soldiers told me they are operating in shifts, day and night. That's because exercises are running 24 hours all week. Live in the newsroom, Cody Boyer, 9 10 News at 6.
Okay, so Operation Northern Exposure 2015 is in full effect here in Michigan. Here from the Michigan National Guard website, it says catastrophic exercise scenario to test Michigan preparedness. And it goes on to give all the information about the exercise. It's a 5-day full-scale exercise rehearsing response to a simulated nuclear explosion in real time. Wow. And down here it says the Michigan National Guard, Michigan State Police, U.S. Northern Command, Federal Emergency Management Agency, and local first responders will be participating at military installations in Grayling, Battle Creek, Alpena, Selfridge, and Lansing, and at civilian facilities in Muskegon, Battle Creek, Grand Rapids, and Kentwood. This exercise will give cooperating agencies the opportunity to work together and practice disaster recovery systems and operations. So FEMA is also involved. Seems to me this whole production would cost a lot of money, so they're putting a lot of money and a lot of work into these drills, into these exercises. Here's another article that was on MLive. National Guard trains for simulated nuclear explosion in Kent County. It's all related to the same event here, and that would be the Northern Exposure 2015. So this shows here the locations and the venues that are scheduled to host the exercise. And in Muskegon, it is the Muskegon Water Treatment Facility. So that's kind of scary. Are they planning an attack on the water? Look who else is involved there. Webb Chemical Facility and Sun Chemical Facility. In Battle Creek, we've got Battle Creek Air National Guard Base, Fort Custer Training Center, Lakeview Middle School. In Grand Rapids, we have Crestwood Middle School, Butterworth Yard Waste Facility. So they're using the schools. That's kind of scary. So, and then Camp Grayling Combined Arms Collective Training Facility. So these are all part of the Northern Exposure 2015 exercises. It's kind of interesting, this is taking place, it's actually supposed to be over here as of tomorrow. But then we're moving into the Jade Helm 15 military exercises down in Texas and all those states. What are they preparing for? What are they preparing us for? You gotta think about that. If you don't think anything of this, then you're not thinking at all. Here's another one: military training exercise to involve Muskegon County law enforcement. This is in the area where the water filtration plant is. So I just wanted to, put this video out just to bring some attention to, some of these exercises. These exercises are going on all across the country. This is just one way I look at it. Think about how they're training your kids to think and what to watch and what to believe. Like, take, for example, the Hunger Games. That's a perfect example. What are they training the kids for in the Hunger Games? They're training them to live in districts. That's what's going to happen next. They're training them to be hungry. They're training them to be ready to fight for their lives. And that's really what we got to be ready to do. So they weren't doing these drills right after 9/11. So why are they doing them now? What's coming?
Operation Northern Exposure is underway. Last month, we told you about a major disaster exercise planned for Grand Rapids and Kentwood.
24-hour News 8's Joe LaFurgey joins us live in studio with more on what it is and why it's here now, Joe.
Well, it's a joint exercise, and it involves a scenario, a dirty bomb going off. First responders have to call in the military for help. Everywhere you look, there's chaos and destruction. Fortunately, it's not the real thing. These actors are getting made up to look like walking wounded. The white tag is the script of their symptoms. What does yours say?
Weak and dizzy.
So the scenario is a 10-kiloton nuclear detonation in Grand Rapids.
A dirty bomb. Everything within a half to 3/4 of a mile is wiped out. Everything from a mile to a mile and a half from ground zero is considered a warm zone. Operation Northern Exposure is meant to test both local responders and the military on their capabilities.
Now, while the dirty bomb scenario may seem a little far-fetched, a lot of what they're doing these next couple of days is based in reality, like trying to clear a roadway blocked by debris.
And I can tell you, I actually lived this in Katrina. I was a Joint Task Force commander in 2005 in Mississippi.
Major General Greg Vadney is leading the exercise.
We cleared 4,000 miles of roadways with debris. And that's the same type of thing that we would face in this type of environment.
Most of the action will center around ground zero at the Butterworth landfill and at Kentwood's Crestwood Middle School, minimizing any public intrusion during the event, which involves some 2,500 players. Why hold it here at all? Why not use a military facility?
It's important that we stress our force, not make it easy for them by just being over the next hill or around the corner.
Now, logistics is another reason for the site selection. They want to get as many local players involved, the police, fire departments, EMS, as they can, and moving all of those folks to a military base somewhere in the state. You can imagine they just can't leave their jobs and go there. Sure. So that's why they kind of bring the thing to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to practice this stuff too.
Exactly.
I mean,
you can't plan for what you don't know is going to happen, but it's kind of like best practices.
Yeah, in worst case scenario, hoping for a better case scenario. And like I said, all this logistics stuff they're looking at, all the practices that will help in situations like they saw in Portland this week. Yeah. Obviously, the military didn't need to be called in, but still local responders have a lot of the same challenges, just not on that level.
No.
Sure.
All right. Interesting. Thanks, Joe.